Hey dads, what's up? Custody attorney Bobby Buchanan in Chicago here. Today's question is, should I tell the mother of my children about a doctor's appointment if I think that she's going to cancel it? So this is a doctor's appointment or dentist appointment as it is specifically in this case for one of the children. Now, should you tell her if you think that she's going to cancel the appointment because she doesn't agree with it in one way or the other? For the purposes of this question, I'm answering it from the perspective of you already have a 50-50 custody situation. You have custody order, and how does that play into it? And ultimately, I don't think my answer really would change much if you did or you did not have a 50-50 custody order already in place, because a lot of the times the answers to these questions come down to what is the common sense, considerate, diplomatic thing to do. And a lot of the times there is no one right answer. You have to kind of weigh the pros and cons of acting in one way versus the other way. So with that being said, this question is actually being pulled from a Facebook group that I'm part of where fathers are looking for help. And I'll just go ahead and read verbatim the situation that this dad is going through. And I think he's being very mindful and considerate of the entire situation. And I just really appreciate his wanting to do the right thing. So let me go ahead and read this. It says, 2 weeks ago, my son was complaining of tooth pain when he was with me. Come to find out, a filling, potentially two, fell out, so there is now a big void in his tooth. I informed his mother and asked her to make him an appointment ASAP. Instead, she bashed and blamed me for it while refusing to make him an appointment because, quote, he isn't due for his next appointment until February. I made him an appointment for this upcoming Friday. There was only one available. Our court order says that we must make the other party aware of any appointments made. I'm afraid if I tell her about his appointment, she's going to cancel it. I already informed the dentist of this and told them I'd definitely be there. I'm also nervous that she will not send him to school that day, which would in turn prevent me from taking him to the appointment. In the past, she's kept me uninformed of medical appointments against our order, so I'm afraid of not telling her. I don't know what to do. Wow, that is a tough situation to be in. And I'm going to preface this with saying I don't think that there is one right answer here. I don't think there's one thing to do, but from a high level, what we have is the potential. I think that what this concerned father is looking at is he's saying, I don't want to create more discord and disagreement between me and the mother of my children, because that can potentially lead me having to go back into custody court, which is a horrible place to be. Nobody wants to be in custody court. Stressful. It's counterproductive a lot of the time. And that is, there's tension with that. And my child is in pain, in physical pain, and I want that to be fixed. And she's getting between me, or getting in between the child's pain being there and the child's pain going away. So what is the best way to handle this? Well, I come from, when I am thinking about these questions, the ultimate framework that I use is, what is the behavior that you want to model for your child? And generally speaking, that's going to guide you in the right place, because if this ever does come into court, the court is going to look at who's acting like the most responsible, ethical, considerate adult. So ultimately, I think in this case, if you were in her shoes, what would you want? How would you want to be treated? Well, I don't think that you would want an appointment sprung on you at the last moment And if let's say you took the child and didn't let her know, so you picked the child up on Friday, and then you let her know and said, hey, I got this appointment, I'm going to do the dentist thing. Well, you guys have already had a fight about the dentist. There's all this tension about the dentist. She wasn't in agreement to getting it done sooner rather than later. So if you spring this appointment on her last minute, I think that that's really going to sow some seeds of distrust. And there's going to be some fallout from that because she's going to be feeling like you're acting behind her back, which obviously she has a history of doing and you don't appreciate. So what is the higher road? Well, the higher road would be telling her in advance. And the issue then is, well, what if she then withholds the child and doesn't take the child to school? Well, in that case, I would seriously consider going into custody court. You are giving her the opportunity of doing the right thing. And I think really whether or not she pulls this kid out of school or cancels the dentist appointment is going to come down to how you communicate to her that you did set the appointment. And if you can figure out a way to structure that conversation such that she feels like she's a part of the solution, a part of making his pain go away, then there'll be a much less chance that she cancels it. But like I said, there is no right answer here. There is no 100% definitive answer. But I would be concerned about not telling her about the appointment, then telling her right before the appointment, and her becoming upset because you obviously are doing that because you don't trust her. Has she canceled an appointment in the past? Has she pulled the child out of school in the past? If the answer to those questions is no, then I would say give her the benefit of the doubt. Allow her this opportunity to show her that she is willing to do the right thing as well. And if she's not, then like I said, you would want to strongly consider going into court, possibly on an emergency motion type of situation where you're saying, my child is in pain. Here's what's happened in the last week when I tried to take him to the dentist. And I think most judges would look at that and look at mom and go, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And you'll end up with an order that maybe restructures the notification provisions as to, who sets appointments, how you notify the other side so that she doesn't have the opportunity to do this again. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. If your situation is in any other state than Illinois, I suppose this information doesn't apply to you as much because I don't practice there, so I don't know exactly how things might play out. If your situation is in Illinois, then, like I said, I don't think that there's any one definitive right answer. If you do this, then you're better or worse off. My common sense approach is always to behave in the way that you would want the other person to behave and that you think is the best modeling for the child as far as how to act as an adult. Be ethical, take the high road, be a team player, be a model for working as a team. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.